हेलो दोस्तों। आज है डे 5 और रक्षाबंधन का दिन था आज। तो आउटफिट चेक। यस, राखी। व्हाट आई कैन टॉक अबाउट टुडे। आदमी काफ़ी आत्मनिर्भर हो गए हैं, एज इन की राखी रूममेट बांध रहा है मुझको एंड वाइस वर्सा। और आज मैंने क्या पढ़ा। यस, आज मैंने जो भी मुझे पढ़ना चाहिए था उसको छोड़ के मैंने सब पढ़ा ऑलमोस्ट। और आज मेरी क्लासेस भी थी और क्लासेस में कुछ ऐसा बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग तो नहीं याद आ रहा है मुझको। यस, तो हाँ, पर मैंने आज पढ़ा। बहुत दिन से मैं आई वॉज प्रोक्रेस्टिनेटिंग ऑन दिस फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम एंड आई वॉन्टेड टू रीड अबाउट इट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम। And that thing is swarm robotics. I feel that this is one of the game-changing technologies of the future, and it will, I was just reading this paper, a 40-page review paper, I guess. Yeah, survey paper or the review paper, and I didn't complete it though. I completed like 1/5 or 1/4 of that, and so basically, for those who don't know, Swarm Robotics is this, you know, is this, is the way of, we can start with the example. Let's say we have a group of 50 drones. So they also, not only they, like now, like the conventional thing might be like if you want, like they are actually communicating with each other in some way. And now that can be, architected in different ways. There can be a leader robot and a leader drone, let's say, and multiple follower robots. So leader is the one sending the commands, leading the way. But what interests me the most is that the communication part. See, the thing is that like the power of this particular paradigm of this particular tech is that it uses uh, the scale of the number of robots in a very good way. So it optimizes what we can do with a set number of drones or robots. First, I should tell you the use about this of this. Imagine that there is this recent conflict of Iran and Israel, right? So, uh, like there were reports that the Iron Dome was able to intercept most of the missiles fired by Iran, but a few sneaked through just because they were just because of the sheer number of the rockets which were launched by Iran, right? So, so the point here is that the sheer number. So, like if you send a lot of drones, and each missile of I think of Dome costs almost $50,000, and for them it was like the drones for Iran were like $5,000, I guess, 5,500. I'm not sure. So there's a huge cost difference, and there's a huge cost for Israel to shoot it all down. But the thing is that their Iron Dome got overwhelmed with all the rockets that were coming in, and Iron Dome is very smart to just target only those drones which will land up in a place which is residential or it has people. So despite of that, there were few rockets who sneaked in residential area, and uh, that it caused damage. So that's the time when I seriously started thinking about exploring this and how it is and what are the recent developments. And coming to the use cases, like one is what I told you. Let's say you need to get rid of an air defense system of the enemy, right? So instead of trying to take it out from a leading edge missile, which is fired from like 300 kilometers away or something like that, you could just send like thousands of these drones, right? And in a particular formation, and they are also communicating with each other in some way or the other. Let's say I send 1,000 drones in like over like their formation, like 90-degree formation kind of thing. So let's say if they can, communicate with each other, they try to maintain this kind of, what do you call it, uh, semicircular structure kind of thing, like layers of this, something like that. So maybe then one missile will only be hitting one, like the damage will be minimized to the drones if they are, far apart from each other. So one missile will not be able to hit the other one or something like that. To, increase the amount of time it takes for the enemy missile system to strike them down, things like that. And then you can talk about clearing mines and stuff, right? If you want to rescue or such a large amount of area for a particular something, let's say you want to trace a radioactive leak. So what you might do is you send these 50 drones, and what it does is that, and they have sensors fitted which record the radioactivity of places, and there are multiple algorithms how they'll be surveying a place for radioactivity and things like that. Like that's what I find is interesting about it at all. So maybe the drones will start from an randomized initial position, and depending upon the radiation, and they start out randomly in different direction, but depending upon the radioactivity, at a particular point in a particular direction, they all try to go in the same direction where the radioactivity was detected initially the most or something like that. So there are multiple algorithms. I studied about SLAM and things like that. So it also helps in, so this can also be used in, this data sensing kind of thing, surveying, military applications are also there. And like it can also be used in warehouses, I guess. Some then in a form of robots you can specialize some robots to do a certain thing and the others to do other thing, and they can coordinate. For example, the people who wrote the paper give the example of this ant cutter, leaf cutter ant, something like that. So basically the problem is, the task of these ants is that they need to first cut the leaf, chop it, and then they need to take it. So one part of how, so this is how you need to ask yourself how you divide the work among the robots, like if there are multiple tasks which needs to be done. So they told us that either you can employ the entirety of the ants or the robots to just cut it first and then take it, right? First everyone will be involved in cutting and then everyone will be involved in transporting, or you can have these specialized robots which will increase with higher efficiency for that particular task for which they are specialized. So let's say out of 50, 20 just cut and 30 just transport, but then you also need to maintain that control and coordination, the rate at which they're cutting, then the rate they are transporting and things like that. And like in a spatial region, let's say this is green, you can see, maybe they are cutting there and they need to transport somewhere here. So you need to make sure that they are not colliding much and things like that. For surveying also, let's say you are starting from here, this is the screen is the entire spatial area which you need to survey. So let's say you start at a random initial dropout point, and there are higher electro radioactivity here, like random dots. So there was this particular algorithm I read about a lot of time before. You have I actually forgot about that. I'll need to check up on that, and then I'll get back to you in the next video. So you get the idea, right? So I think that would be a very important part of the modern warfare, and that has the potential to change how modern warfare is fought, especially for low cost, high damage kind of stuff where you don't want to give your best missile out to the enemy. It's very dark signature or something, and you want it cheap as well, and you just want to just play with what they have got or something like that, just to annoy or something like that. So that's something I've been into. So this is nowhere inside my curriculum or something, but finally I had the time to read up this. So I really like that. And anything else I read about? Log domain crossing, I should have read about it, but I didn't. Yes, I solved some problems on STA, static timing analysis. There are a couple of problems I couldn't solve by myself. I asked GPT, but I wasn't sure about the answer. So probably I'll try them again tomorrow, and if not, let's see who can help me with that. By the way, STA helps you avoid yeah, setup violation, timing violations. So that is an also important topic for people who are targeting VLSI related roles, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the shirt I'm wearing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else I want to talk about? There's a poem I wanted. There's some quote I wanted to narrate for you, and it makes sense after I narrate what I want to. So I'll just be there in a second. I'll need to get my tab so that I can, yeah. So काफ़ी ढूंढने के बाद जो मैं पोम ढूंढ रहा था वो मिल गई है. इसको लिखा है, इसका शीर्षक है स्थानीयता, और इसको लिखा है प्रतीत सैनी जी ने. और ये कुछ इस तरह है कि आसान है करना प्रधानमंत्री की आलोचना, आसान है करना प्रधानमंत्री की आलोचना, मुख्यमंत्री की करना उससे थोड़ा मुश्किल. विधायक की आलोचना में खतरा ज़रूर है, लेकिन ग्राम प्रधान के मामले में तो पिटाई होना तय है. अमेज़न के वर्षा वनों की चिंता करना कूल है, हिमालय के ग्लेशियरों पर बहस खड़ी करना थोड़ा मेहनत का काम. अमेज़न के वर्षा वनों की चिंता करना कूल है, हिमालय के ग्लेशियरों पर बहस खड़ी करना थोड़ा मेहनत का काम. बड़े पावर प्लांट का विरोध करना एक्टिविज्म तो है, जिसमें पैसे भी बन सकते हैं. बड़े पावर प्लांट के विरोध करना एक्टिविज्म तो है, जिसमें पैसे भी बन सकते हैं, लेकिन पास की नदी से रेत बजरी भरते हुए ट्रैक्टर की शिकायत करना जानलेवा है. लेकिन पास की नदी से रेत बजरी भरते हुए ट्रैक्टर की शिकायत करना जानलेवा है. स्थानीयता के सारे संघर्ष खतरनाक हैं, भले ही वो कविता में हो या जीवन. तो ये पोम मैंने लल्लन टॉप चैनल पर सुनी थी, और काफ़ी मुझे पसंद आई थी. और इसके बारे में मैं सोच रहा था कुछ दिनों से, तो मुझे मतलब बैक बर्नर, इट वाज काइंड ऑफ ऑन द बैक ऑफ माई माइंड, एंड बैक बर्नर पे थी. एंड आई रियलाइज दैट्स हाउ वी आर ऑल्सो अफेक्टेड बाई थिंग्स. Like we are most affected with things which are most localized to us, and that is the same with the feelings, right? And what people say, the perceptions they have, things like that. So in a way, if there are perceptions of people, the views, opinions of people which are holding you back in some way or the other, they are definitely of the people who are closest to you. So that was something which, struck me very late, like just a day ago or something. And it was kind of interesting, and it was beautiful. At least I found it beautiful that how, it related with this poem which I heard a long back, heard at a time which I think 6 months ago something. I just remembered the first line or the gist of it. So yeah, that was something which I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So कल है संडे, और होपफुली हम फिर से मिलते ही रहेंगे. तब तक के लिए गुड नाइट, शब खैर, बाय बाय, शुभ रात्रि. मैंने वादा किया था कि मैं फ्रेंच में सीख के आऊँगा गुड नाइट, फिर मैं भूल गया, तो मुझे माफ़ कीजिएगा. काफ़ी नींद आ रही है. बाय बाय, नमस्ते.